Hey friends, Sean here with Manly Made Minute, and welcome back to another episode of Scrappy Shorts where everything has potential. So today we're going to do a really easy version of the trendy lattice window opening kind of thing using our scraps. So super easy, very quick. But I got a little bonus for you today. I decided to do a little pre-work. I've made some flowers and some leaves and things. So we're going to do the lattice. I want to just do a little finished card just to kind of get the overall look of how this turns out when you do it. So we're going to do the lattice portion with our scraps. Then I'm going to assemble this card for you just to kind of give you the overall look of what you get. So let's head on down to my down camera. Take a look. We all have this bucket. I've gotten this out before. I've said it many times. This is my black and white bucket. We all have these tons and tons and tons of strips of white and black, right? So what I have done is I have gone through and taken some of my white strips, and now I've cut them down into 1/4 inch white strips. All right, and we're going to use these to create this lattice opening for a window on the front of my card. So what I'm going to do is glue these to my window. I have taken a die cut. Now this is a stitched die cut. I did a rectangle. You could do an oval, you could do a circle, a heart, anything you want on the front of this card. This is an A2 size card base. Front of my card, I've already die cut this, so I just eyeball centered my triangle on the front of my card. Ran this through the die cut, and now I've got my opening, right? You've got this piece from your die cut. Keep it. Good scrap, good sentiment layer, good element layer for another card, all right? Now, this is going to be the front of my card. So if I fold this, right? So let me just fold this where it should be, so you can kind of see here what I am, the overall what I'm looking at here. Okay, so fold this. I've already scored it. And now this is my card with my card front. Okay, so I'm just going to open this up and I'm going to turn it. So now I'm on the inside of my card. Okay, so I'm going to take one of my strips and I'm going to go diagonal, corner to corner. That's my first piece I'm laying down. So I'm just going to put a little dot on either corner and glue that down corner to corner. Now the neater that you keep your inside, the less you feel like you're going to have to cover it or trim it or what you want to do. But you could always take and cut another die cut one size bigger and then just cover the inside of this if you wanted to. You wouldn't be able to see through into the inside. Okay, now I'm going to use one of these pieces as my spacer. I'm not gluing this one down, but I'm just going to lay it next to it. That's my spacer. Okay, now I'm going to lay my next one down, glue on either side, take my next strip and lay that down and put it tight up against that. Then I'm going to remove my spacer and put it down again for spacing on the next one. Okay, now I'm going to put a little glue piece down, a little glue piece down. This goes relatively quick. Once you get in the groove, and I'm not talking and explaining, it actually goes very quick, very easy. Whoop. Let's just lay that down again. Spacer in there, and then you tighten it up a little bit, and then remove that spacer. Okay, spacer again. And I'm just putting one little dot around the edge of that opening. And then I usually will lay down the edge so I have it clean on one side and then I trim the other side. Okay, now if I do the spacer, I still got a little opening there, so I am not going to fill that, just so that I have, well, you know, I'm not going to fill that so that I have space to weave in on my next one. Okay, and you'll see what I'm talking about when we get there. So I'm going to do a spacer, little dot next to the spacer on either side, and then lay that down. And then I just move it up so it's kind of tight against that spacer. Spacer down, little dots. And you just keep repeating this process until you've got this filled up. So I'll do one more going this direction. Thought I cut enough. I may need to cut a little bit more pieces, but we'll see. Now I'm going to leave that little hole so I have room to do my weave. Okay? Now for the weave, I'm going to do the same exact thing. I'm going to go corner to corner first. So I'm going to take one of my pieces and I'm just going to start weaving. So it doesn't matter if you go under over or over under first, does not matter. Okay, so I just am going to go under over and then just continue to weave that piece till you get to the other end. Okay. Just like so. Now, what I'm going to do is glue that end right down to that corner. Like so. Line this corner up and then glue that corner down. Okay. Now I'm going to do the same exact thing. So now I do my spacer. So I'm actually going to weave first, then space. So I went under. Now I'm going to go over, under. So you go opposite. Every other one is opposite of the other. Now you can do a spacer or you can eyeball this. I generally will eyeball it after I do the spacer for the first one. I usually will eyeball that second one. And then under. And then over on this one. All right, now I'm just going to eyeball this like so. Okay, then you're going to glue those ends down. And once you get a groove down, you'll get these going pretty quick. Very easy to make in bulk as well. If you get a little system going on them. Okay, now I went under, so I'm going to go over on this one. And then over under. And you'll see as you get towards the ends, it gets a little tough to get these in there, right? And some of them you may not do the under over, you may just glue it down so it just gives the appearance, because you're going to end up covering some of this with elements on the front anyway. Okay, I'm going to leave that corner. We'll come back to that because I want to use a good solid piece here. So I went under, I'm going to go over, under. And what makes it easy is I push up from the underside so I can just keep pushing this all the way through. Makes it easy. And I just eyeball that and glue that down. Okay. Now I'm going to go and cut some of these so I can use these ends. And I try to keep relatively clean cuts, that way I don't have to worry about covering this on the inside. I would prefer to leave it open as if it's like an open window. You can go around. We might as well just cut all of these right now. And if you want to cut it kind of to the angle of that window, just to keep it even cleaner, go right ahead. However you clean this up, that's up to you. Just giving you the concept of the under-over concept here. All right. So going this direction, so I went under, we're going to go over, under, here. And this one I may not need to get to weave in there just right. Let's see if it'll squeeze in there. Oh yeah, I can get it. Just like so. And now I've got the ends that I need to get one in. So sometimes you're going to just get one little weave in there. You may not even get a weave, and you may just lay it across like so, just to give the appearance of the crisscross. Let's see if that one will lay in there for me. Yeah, I can get that one in there. Sometimes you can't. So sometimes I just glue it across on the back and don't worry about weaving when I get to the corners. It's the illusion, and more often than not, I'm covering it with flowers and stuff on the front that I'm not going to see, because generally you're going to cluster things in the corners anyway. And I will get one more there, it looks like, yep. I was able to weave all the way to the edge on these ones. All right, so there's my weave from the back side. Let me come up close so you can kind of see the edges. Not too jaggedy, so pretty clean. I'm going to leave them, not going to cover them. Now if I close this, that's my card front. Okay? Now you could do a little square on the inside. Like I could take this square that we cut out, lay that, I could ink blend this and give it some color behind, or just leave it white. I'm going to leave it white just for a sentiment on the inside. Now what I've pre-done, and I'll show you, and then we'll kind of cut to the final product here for you. I've went and pre-made some roses with my a new Altenew set that I've not used before. This is the Made with Love set, so it's stamped, and then it has one simple stencil that you blend your colors with. And so I've done these. So now the idea here is to cluster some flowers with some leaves in there, right? Like so. All right, I'm going to go assemble this and get this laid out and glued together and dimensionals on there how I want it. And I will be right back and show you this final product. I just thought it'd be fun on a scrappy short this week to show you a final product versus just the technique of using some scraps. All right, hang tight. I will be back. Okay, here is a finished card for you using my white paper scraps to make that lattice. I left it see-through. I've added just 2 roses. I had 3, it just didn't fit as nice. And then I added some greenery around the edge. Then I took from that same stamp set, which is that Made with Love Altenew stamp set, and added 2 greetings. One on the outside, just sending love. And then I did put a greeting on the inside. You are my heart, my life, my one and only thought, by Arthur Conan Doyle. So you can still see it through here. That's okay. That's, you know, that's just part of it. If that bothers you, put a little background to this. You can put a blue sky or something behind here, whatever, or yellow, or whatever you want to do to cover that up. So there you have some paper scraps, making some lattice, and making just a beautiful, simple easy card. Definitely one you could make in bulk for sure. So thank you so much for hanging with me. Thank you so much for coming to a Scrappy Short on a Saturday. Much appreciated. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Would love to have you part of my YouTube family and watch my journey, see what I have to offer. Feel free to comment whether you like stuff, have suggestions, have done something maybe an easier way than what I'm doing it. Would love any and all comments. So thank you so much for hanging with me. And until next time, I'll see you then.